Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitske. We'll begin with a 2-year mystery finally solved. A leg discovered in Lake Buena Vista in 2018 and the body pulled from a car this summer are found to have been the same woman. Now, according to Kern County Sheriff's Office, DNA testing of the leg and body confirmed the woman is 64-year-old Shirley Mae Castle. Castle was reported missing to the Santa Ana Police Department back in September of 2017. In the summer of 2018, a human leg was found in the lake, and this summer, the submerged car was found. The mother of Bailey Despot, Jane Parrott, hoped that leg would match the identity of her missing daughter. But after finding out the leg did not match Despot's identity in 2019, she said she didn't know where to look next. And we're following a pedestrian versus train fatality. Now, according to Pulse Point, it happened right before 9 a.m. in the area of Harris Drive in Oildale. Kern County Fire told 17 News that a person died from the crash. We've reached out to BNSF for further information, but have not heard back as of news time. And we now know the name of the man shot and killed Friday night in central Bakersfield. Now, according to BPD, police responded to the area of 6th and N Street for reports of a shooting. Officers say they found a car crashed in the area with 48-year-old David Moncada Zamora shot inside the car. BPD says Zamora was shot while driving through the intersection of 6th and N Street. Zamora kept driving until he collided with 2 parked cars on 6th. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Officers have not released any suspect information at this time. If you have any information, call BPD at 327-7111. And we now know the name of the 15-year-old boy shot dead in East Bakersfield. And the deadly shooting happened Monday night on East 11th Street, just a couple blocks from Martin Luther King Jr. Park. BPD says officers got a shot spotter alert with 3 shots fired. When they got there, they found 15-year-old Luis Castillo Jr. had been shot several times lying in the roadway. He was taken to the hospital but died. Police did not provide information on the shooter or shooters. By our count, this is the 11th child to be killed in Kern County this year. And police have released the identity of the woman who died after a crash on Panama Lane. It happened just before 3:30 Monday afternoon on Panama Lane near Cottonwood Road. The crash involved a compact sedan and a box truck. Police say 24-year-old Crystal Nicole Rubio lost control of the sedan for unknown reasons and overcorrected into oncoming traffic, hitting the truck. Rubio died at the scene. And a man was arrested after allegedly briefly kidnapping a woman and robbing her. It happened just before 5:30 Tuesday morning in the 21,000 block of Badger Streets in Lost Hills. The Kern County Sheriff's Office says a woman reported that a man with a gun kidnapped her while she was getting into her vehicle, forcing her to drive for several minutes before robbing her and running away. Deputies got a search warrant for a home in the same neighborhood. KCSO says that's where they found 25-year-old Ariel Pacheco, who was in possession of a fake gun. He was booked on charges of kidnapping, extortion, robbery, assault with a firearm, along with other charges. The woman who reported the kidnapping was uninjured. And state corrections officials are asking the public to be on the lookout for a prisoner who walked away from a facility in Bakersfield. The California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation says around 9:15 yesterday morning, 23-year-old Elizabeth Sarmento walked away from the Custody to Community Transitional Reentry Program facility in Bakersfield. CDCR says they immediately notified local law enforcement, but so far she's still on the loose. Sarmento is described as being 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighing around 140 pounds. She had been serving a 4-year sentence for assault with a deadly weapon. Anyone who sees her or knows anything about where she is asked to contact 911. And with the fallout of last year's devastating Ridgecrest earthquake still fresh in the minds of many Kern County residents, this year's Great American Shakeout serves as a great reminder on how to stay safe during the next big one. While COVID-19 has brought many uncertainties and challenges to this year's shakeout, first responders from across California continue to stress the importance of staying prepared for natural disasters like earthquakes. Now at 10:15 this morning, people from across the state joined in on the Great California Shakeout. You were encouraged to practice the emergency drill of dropping, finding cover, and holding on in case the big one comes. If you haven't already, download the MyShake app. That app gives Californians an early warning seconds before an earthquake strikes. Now to the latest on the coronavirus here in Kern County. Public Health reports 80 new cases and no new deaths today. Over 33,000 people have had COVID-19 in Kern County. Right now, over 10,700 people are isolated in their homes with the virus, and 33 people are in local hospitals. And the Kern County Latino COVID-19 Task Force is hosting 2 free testing sites this week. One today at La Mina Cantina. The second is tomorrow at Vallarta Supermarkets. Both are in Southwest Bakersfield. Each test site will run from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Walk-ins are welcome. A flex alert has been issued for Kern County for today. The California Independent System Operator issued the flex alert due to the forecasted high temperatures. That means residents are asked to cut back on your energy use from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Some conservation tips include setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoid using major appliances, and turn off unnecessary lights. Kevin, what kind of weather are we looking at? We're looking at some high temperatures, it seems.
Well, we're not expecting any crazy temperatures. I was actually kind of shocked about the flex alert because a lot of times we see that in the summer months when we're over 100 degrees. We're not expecting triple digits. But again, it's always a good thing to conserve when we are even in the 90s. Our temperature currently at 79 degrees under a calm wind, visibility at 9 miles. And as we take a look at the high, yesterday we were at 88. We should be right around 80 this time of year. And our record, 101, set back in 1954. And current temperatures running into the 70s and 80s for all valley locations right now, and then into the mountains, Frazier Park at 81, Tehachapi at 84, and 75 out of Lake Isabel. And you can see some of these temperatures turning right now. 94 in Sacramento, Fresno will be in the lower 90s, and then down into Los Angeles, San Diego, mid 80s expected, and then we're looking at 92 to the east of us in Vegas. Now, talk about the beaches. Yesterday we're in the 90s in Pismo. We're going to trim it back about 10 degrees today, 80 degrees expected with an east-northeast wind, 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's all because of this ridge high pressure that we've been talking about. We're going to keep it warm. We're going to keep it dry around the state. I see no rain headed our way anytime soon. In fact, the ridge has expanded even a little bit in a northerly fashion. You can see here on Futurecast HD, nothing expected for California. I wish the tide would turn and we would get some rain, but just not going to happen anytime soon. Take a look at the air quality today. Unhealthy for sensitive groups. Your AQI at 119, so best to stay inside as much as you possibly can. And we'll be looking at temperatures in the lower 90s, 92 in Bakersfield along with McFarland, Delano 91, Taft at 90 for the mountains and the Kern River Valley today. We're looking at 87 in Frazier Park, 84 in Bear Valley, 90s for the Kern River Valley. Look for those winds out of the southeast, 10 to 15. And then for the desert today, we're looking sunny and a high of 93 in Mojave. Here's your extended forecast. And tomorrow we're going to keep you in the 90s. In fact, 90s hang around through at least Saturday. And then we'll start to see a change by Sunday when we're back into those 80s. The good news for you is by mid next week, we're going to be in the lower 80s. And the mountains will keep you in the 80s through about Sunday. We start to see that change then. 70s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Overnight, still a little chilly into the 40s to lower 50s. And then for the Kern River Valley forecast, 90s hanging on through Saturday. Then we see a change for you as well with lower 80s by Wednesday. So definitely going to see a change in the forecast next week, but in the short term here, we're going to keep it a little bit on the warm side and that haze kind of sticking around as well.
Now, in your education news, the Mojave Unified School District is providing information to its plans to bring students back into the classroom following the news this week that Kern County has entered the red tier of the state-mandated coronavirus restrictions. Superintendent announced yesterday if Kern County remains in the red tier for the next 2 weeks, she will declare that schools in the district will reopen on October 27th. She says that students will be brought back in, quote, different capacities as the district works towards eventually fully reopening. She also says the district will be working closely with families and providing a survey to gauge their comfort with in-person instruction. And CSUB is continuing to celebrate their 50th anniversary by honoring remarkable alumni. They are accepting nominations for the CSUB Alumni Hall of Fame, which recognizes and celebrates alumni who are doing extraordinary work in the career fields. This is CSUB's 15th year of honoring the best of Cal State Bakersfield. If you would like to nominate someone who makes our community better, go to csub.edu/alumni.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to KGET.com.